Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game, Dunwich Legacy, and we're now on the final scenario, which is Lost in Time and Space. So, let's get started. Passing through the gate is unlike anything you've ever experienced. You feel your body twisting and distorting, churning through realities as the gate pulls you to its ultimate destination, a place beyond the scope of human imagination. Suddenly, all is quiet, and the chaos of the journey is replaced with a sense of solitude and dread. You are in an unfathomable place, vast beyond your ability to reason and utterly alien besides. The landscape is surreal and strange, the architecture impossible. You are so far from home that home has become a threadbare dream you can barely recall. Even should you find a way out of this awful place, you may never be the same again. Nothing too special here. We're going to be starting in another dimension. And yeah, the counter deck's all set up. And yeah, now that it is talking about locations in the encounter deck, when you draw the location, you do place them and trigger any revelation effects. Or actually, when you draw them, you just handle the revelation effect for them. Anyway, I'll go ahead and shuffle this. 42 cards. All right. All is one. Pathways of sound and color extend for an eternity in all directions, dotted with impossible architecture and overgrown with alien wildlife. The lines between objects are jagged and shifting, and your skin feels as if it were inside out. Forced, after you are moved to a location by encounter effect, or encounter card effect, take one horror, and it takes 4 doom to advance. Out of this world, somehow you must find your way across this alien landscape in order to find the nexus that was described in old Watley's tome. Action, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, choose a location discarded by this effect, and resolve its revelation ability. And then the skull is -1 for every extra dimensional place in play, max -5. The cultists reveal another token. If you fail after this skill test, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a location is discarded, put that location to play, and move there. And then for the tablet, if we had them, it would be -3, and if Yog-Sothoth is in play, it attacks you with after this skill test. Doesn't even matter if you succeed or not, he just hits you. And then the Elder thing would have been -X. X is the shroud value of your location, and if you fail, your location is extra dimensional, discard it. The group I played with, we did have the Elder thing, and yeah, that can definitely throw some wrenches in your plan. And as hinted, Yog-Sothoth is in here. All right, so with that, we got another dimension. You gape in disbelief at the swirling colors and alien angles surrounding you. This is truly madness. Down here, I do have this Lost in Time and Space location reference card. It essentially shows you how you can navigate to the locations that are going to be spawning. All right, so we got Daisy Walker, we got Diana Stanley, and let's go ahead and get started. This time I actually remember to pull out the Dark Insight. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Replace. Okay. Earl Sawyer's not terrible, but I don't exactly need him. We also don't really need these promises of power right now, or this. We'll take the weapon, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, of course, I get both my prepared for the worst. Good times. Deny existence. Zebulon Watley will be useful. All right. Then it goes to Daisy. 1, 2. Ugh, he's always saying hi. 3, 4. Holy cow! What a starting hand. Okay, so I don't need the tote bag, don't need String of Curses. Strange Solution, I'll hold on to that one because it's the healing one. 1 and 2. Alright, we have enough to work with. Alright, with that, let's go ahead and flip this over. Unfettered by Reality. Shroud 6. Otherworld. When a location leaves play, move each investigator and unengaged enemy at that location to another dimension cannot be cancelled. So if there's ever a situation where the location that you're at just disappears out from under you, you'll just come back to the beginning here. And of course, it will also trigger this where you take 1 horror. And there's no clues to get here, so literally the only thing we can do is just try to do the act effect here where we can just explore. Do you move there, or do you just pull it out? You just pull out the Revelation ability. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and just, first 2 actions, spend 5 resources, get out our survival knife, get out Zebulon Watley. Which, by the way, I need to reset these. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, good to go. Last action, I will go ahead and do the top 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Not so. Is it discard? Yeah, discard the top 3. So this gets discarded. This gets discarded. And this is the only option we have. So we'll go ahead and place it. Plus signs go over here. So we have a location, but we can't actually do anything with it. It's extra dimensional. Put Steps of Yagarl into play, then draw the topmost Madness card in your discard pile. I don't have any Madness cards in my discard pile, so I'm good. When you leave Steps of Yagarl, test 2 will. If you fail, shuffle Steps of Yagarl into the encounter deck instead of moving to your original destination, which will, of course, give you the boot. So yeah, if you can look at the navigation thing, we need to find a diamond, a green diamond, to actually connect to this in order to access it, which is not happening. All right, so next we'll go ahead and take care of Daisy. I'm going to draw, or I'm going to play Grim Rimmore. I will go ahead and play the Strange Solution, get that ready. I'm going to go ahead and fast out a Cryptic Research. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then for my last action, I will also go ahead and, last action, I will go ahead and take care of the top 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got 1. All right, the search doesn't matter here. Okay. So this place, extra-dimensional otherworld, put tear through space into play at the end of the round. Either place 1 doom on tear through space or discard it. All right, we'll go ahead and go straight into enemy phase. No enemies. Go to upkeep. Okay. Mythos. End of the round. I will go ahead and put 1 doom on this, and then advance this. Draw. All right. Put Prismatic Cascade into play and discard a random card from your hand. This is a fancy diamond. After the last clue on Prismatic Cascade is removed, discard Prismatic Cascade. Okay. Is it at random? Yep. There is actually a thing. Oh, it's over here, actually. Options. Scroll down here. You can get a hand helper. All right. So if I click this button here, it will discard a random card. All right. Discarded my Deny Existence. Oh, actually, I can just fast play that. That would actually make sense. Yeah, I could go ahead and fast play that. Well, would it cancel the? It will just cancel that aspect of the effect. Yeah, actually, I will go ahead and just deny existence, and that will do pretty much effectively the same thing. But since I already did the random effect, I won't worry about it. All right, next, let's go with Daisy's card. If you are at an extra-dimensional location, discard it and take 1 damage, otherwise take 2 damage. The world around you appears to be folding in on itself, warping, twisting, and bending. Alright, I don't have anything to protect me from that, so I take 2 damage. That's a bad start. Okay, now we can go ahead and get started. Let's how difficult is this? Okay. I'm just seeing my options here. Okay, first action I'm going to move, and then I'll investigate. This will be 3 to 1 to pass. And then my last action, I'm going to move somewhere else. Do note I can't go back to another dimension once I go out here. All right, next will be Daisy. Daisy will spend 3 to get out Pathfinder. Then I will go ahead and Pathfind move to here. I'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and move one more time down to here. So that was that, and I'm going to go ahead and do my book action. Oh, actually, I can heal myself, can't I? Well, I'll go ahead and do this first. 7 to 3. Succeed. Draw a card. Perfect. I get a clue from here. I don't have anything else I can do with this. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 supply to go ahead and heal myself for 2. That'll keep me relatively safe. Glad we got the healing one. That's actually pretty helpful. All right, that is it for everybody. So we go enemy phase. No enemies. Go to upkeep. Okay, we got the evasion one. Mythos. Actually, at the end of the round, I will go ahead and discard this because we don't need it anymore. And now Mythos. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a location is discarded. Resolve that location's revelation ability, then move to that location. Alright, well, we got an extra one. Is there anything about duplicates? Nope, nothing else. Alright. And it doesn't have a unique icon, so I end up moving over here. Okay, that is it for you. Oh yeah, you have to do the revelation effect. Discard a card at random from your hand. So we'll go ahead and... Yeah, I don't have any way of preventing this, so discard a random card. Oh my god. Alright, well that card I was going to actually use, but thank you anyway. Alright, then you draw your card. If you're in an extra-dimensional location, discard it and take 1 damage, otherwise take 2 damage. Alright, well, we have to discard it. The world around you appears to be folding in on itself, warping, twisting, bending. Yep. Alright, well, this location goes away. You get yanked back here. You're going to take 1 damage and 1 horror. Because of course you are. Alright. I'm going to have Diana go first. Diana is going to go ahead and try to investigate. 3 to 2. I succeeded. I'm going to go ahead and investigate again. I succeeded. 3 to 2. Look at this. Look at our Clover Diana. Alright, so we can go ahead and advance. You can do this, if it doesn't specify, you can do it at any time. So I could choose to stall now, but I'm not going to. Go ahead and remove all. The Nexus of Dimensions. A light shimmers in the distance, and you head toward it to investigate. The wispy light drifts away from you, floating through the realm's strange gateways, ascending looping staircases, and crossing through barriers you dared not cross earlier. With little chance of finding the Nexus on your own, you follow the light, hoping it is guiding you in the right direction. Put the set-aside edge of the universe location into play. Alright, so this is a moon, which means it's all the way at the bottom. You must have at least 2 clues in order to move to the edge of the universe. Note that you don't spend them. Nothing could have possibly prepared you for this. It is beautiful and terrible to behold. All right. If you continue to follow the wisp of or into the beyond, if you continue to follow the wisp of light, though the treacherous landscape makes it difficult, make it a difficult quarry to chase. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Yeah, that thing. And then if an investigator enters the edge of the universe, you advance. All right. For Diana's last action, I am going to go ahead and draw a card. Okay. Goes to Daisy. Daisy is going to go ahead and search for some locations. 1, 2, 3. This location. So this is connected here. This is a squiggly line. Put dimensional doorway into play, then draw the topmost hex card in the encounter discard pile. Topmost hex. Okay, that'll be this. Which puts it here, which is annoying. Test for brain. Alright. That was her first action. Second action, I'm going to go ahead and keep searching. Okay, well, I get to look at all of them and pick one. Alright. Endless Bridge. Alright. Put Endless Bridge into play and lose 2 resources. I lose my last resource. After Investigator leaves Endless Bridge, either place 1 Doom on Endless Bridge or discard it. Oh, and then the Dimensional Doorway, at the end of your turn, if you are in Dimensional Doorway, you either must spend 2 resources or it collapses on you. Alright. Last, I'm going to... I'm going to go ahead and Pathfind move. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll Pathfind move, but I have to do this brain check to get through. I will go ahead and I'm currently 3 to 4. I can easily make myself 5 to 4. We'll go ahead and do Promise of Power. We'll put the curse in there. Also, I did verify the curses and blesses get removed after every scenario because the bag resets. All right. So here goes nothing. Boop. How many extra dimensional spaces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a fail. So I can either choose to not move or I can discard the top 5 cards. I'll just... it's hard to say. Yeah, I'll discard the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, those were all cards I wanted. Alright. Oops, sorry. Otherwise, you must cancel the effects of the move or discard the top 5. Yep. So I'll move down to here now. I will go ahead and investigate with a book action. So I'm 7 to 4. I do get the clue. I do get the card. Last action, I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource. And that'll be it for me. And that's it for everybody. No enemies, upkeep. I have nothing in the basement, so this gets reshuffled. And I have 8 cards in my hand right now. Alright. Mythos. Draw. Top test 5. Each point I fail by, discard the top card of my deck. I'm kind of okay with doing that, so we'll just test 2 to 5. Well, I only failed it by 1. And it was my brand. Okay, well that sucks. Next, you put into play has Surge. Peril, you have to choose an asset, event, or a skill. I'm going to pick skill, which doesn't only cause that to be discarded. All right. Goes to investigation. All right. Let's go ahead and well, actually, we'll go last. We'll have Daisy go first. So we need to get one more clue and get out of here. I'm gonna spend first action. I'm gonna spend 2 and get out art student, which will get me the clue here. And then I'm going to go ahead and pathfind move down to here. When I leave this location, I can put a doom on here or make it collapse. I'll actually put a doom on it because we're going to advance anyway. And then for my next action, I'll go ahead and do tome action. So I'm 7 to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's -5 right now. So I do pass, but I don't get the draw card. Alright, and then I do have at least 2 clues in my hand, or in my possession, so I'll go ahead and move one more time. Oh, sorry, I did that wrong. If the enters the edge of the unit's advance. I mean, I think it still flips. Yeah. And then investigators at the edge of the universe can't draw cards during the upkeep phase. Good to know. All right. The world's edge. You reach an impossibly dense pitch black void and realize that this place is where all reality and all that is and all that ever will be ends. In its center, you see a minuscule rift suspended just out of reach. When you peer through the tear, you are surprised to see the peak of Sentinel Hill. Somehow, you've reached the other side of the rift. Now you must find a way to close it for good. Alright, close the rift. The unearthly stones on the ground are inscribed with some sort of seal. Approaching them causes a voice to enter your mind, speaking in an alien tongue. And again, you have the discard top 3. And then only investigators at the edge of the universe may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance, and it requires 6. Conveniently, this location does have 4 clues in it, so we're going to at least do something with it. I am going to go ahead and just investigate. What's the shroud? Just 2. So yeah, we'll go 5 to 2 and see how we do. Okay, get a clue. So we're up to 4. All right, goes to Diana. Diana is going to go ahead and spend a resource to get out her backpack. Search top 12. Definitely would like that. That, and that. Okay, next action, I am going to go ahead and play the Wolf Mask. Last action, I am going to go ahead and use one of the emergency caches and go back up to 4 resources. Alright. That is it for that. Goes to enemy phase, no enemies. Goes to upkeep. You don't draw, right? You cannot draw cards during the upkeep phase. You can still draw cards outside of that. So we'll just gain a resource instead. And we'll flip these manually. Okay. That is it for that. Goes to Mythos. It's going to advance. We can go ahead and get rid of the Doom that's on here. Alright, familiar faces. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck, and then discard cards from the top until a location is discarded. The lead investigator resolves the location's revelation effect. Nope. 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 Oh, great. Conglomeration of spheres is here. Nope. 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 Still nope. I'm glad this effect is here because holy cow, this is This is rough. Okay. We have a location to work with. Draw the topmost madness card in your discard pile. I don't think you have any madnesses in your discard. You do not. Okay, next. Check campaign log. If the investigators failed to save the students, read the following. We did save the students. Yep, we saved the students. Next. Past, present, and future. As you cross this realm, you catch occasional glimpses of reality, scenes from old memories, more recent visions from the past few days, and sometimes even events that you do not remember ever happening. Same situation. If you get forced to move, you'll take a horror, and it has 4 doom to advance. We do need to draw mythos or encounter cards. If there are no extra dimensional locations in play, vast expanse gain search. Otherwise, test X, where X is the number of extra dimensional locations in play. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror. There are currently 6 in play, so it'll be a 5 check. I will go ahead and just do it. I'm probably gonna just take a bunch of damage, or a bunch of horror rather, but that's not the end of the world for me. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and do it. Oh my god, really? Okay, +2. That brings us up to 4, so we lose by 1. So we'll take 1 horror, which we'll put on Watley. Alright, and then you. Peril, you must either choose, draw 2 cards and place 2 doom, or take 2 horror. I'll just take the 2 horror and kill off the art student. A voice inside your head offers you power for a price. Indeed it does. Okay. Let's go ahead and have Daisy go. Also, the last check I did with Grim Memoir, it wouldn't have mattered if we rolled... Oh, actually, no, sorry. It's only during the upkeep phase. So yeah, Grim Memoir does matter. Okay, so with all that said and done, let's... we'll book action. 7 to 2. We pass. We do draw a card, because it's not the upkeep phase. I am going to go ahead and spend a resource to get out the mouse mask. It's actually pretty good here, because anytime a new location is put in play, she'll recover. Then I'll go ahead and investigate normally. So, 5 to 2. We pass, we get the clue. So that is 6 clues. We'll go ahead and advance. Mending the tear. You are utterly exhausted with no idea as to what can be done to close the rift. It is too distant to touch, and nothing you do has any effect. There is nothing here to guide you apart from the unearthly words that are seeping into your mind. Just then, you hear a familiar voice within the echoing chorus, and feel yourself compelled to repeat it. Claude Ostium. You whisper at first, the words on the tip of your tongue. You close your eyes to concentrate, and the echo grows louder. When it ends, you open your eyes and you face nothing but an inky abyss, and the tear has vanished. Remove Edge of the Universe from game. Put the set-aside tear through time location into play. So I am going to take 1 horror from this, because I'm being yanked off this. And then we want the tear through. Tear through time, other world, what is, what was, what will be. You see it all, and it sees you. And nothing else from this yet. Finding a new way. With no clear way out of this dimension, you seek another path. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Choose a location. All that stuff again. If each undefeated investigator has resigned, you advance. So pretty much our goal is to get back to here. Okay, so with all that, let's go ahead and, for our last action, let's just gain a resource. Actually, I could Pathfind move from here. So let's Pathfind move. I'm going to move to Prismatic Cascade. Oh, I did forget about the tear through space. We just advanced, didn't we? So yeah, I completely forgot about tear through space. I would have put a doom on it. which would have gotten removed immediately. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and Pathfind move. We do need to make a brain check. We're currently 3 to 4. I'll go ahead and use a mouse mask to make that 5 to 4. It's a fail. I will go ahead and discard the top 5. 1, 2, oh my god, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I will go ahead and just move to Prismatic Cascade. Also, I moved this aside because Tear Through Time actually has a one-way back to the beginning, which is to prevent soft locks, essentially. Well, it wouldn't be a soft lock, it would just be a slow death, apparently. We'll go ahead and investigate this location. We are 5 to 3, or 5 to 2, sorry. Yeah, I got nothing else I want to do with this. So yeah, we'll go ahead and just investigate. And autofail again. Cool. All right, Diana. First action, I'm going to have you move to the tear, and I'm going to have you investigate it. So 3 to 1. Got it. Got the clue. And then I'm going to have you move back and join Daisy here. All right, that's everybody. Investigation, enemy, upkeep. Okay. End of round, I'm going to go ahead and let this get discarded. And then do our mythos. Draw. Ah, good. Play fewest cards in hand. That would actually be... Well, it doesn't matter. You drew it, so you get it. Ythian Observer, 4/4/3. When it attacks you, discard 1 card at random from your hand. If you cannot, it gets +1 damage and +1 horror for this attack. Victory 1. Draw. Alright, surges. Draw. Lose 2 resources. Got it. Alright, we'll start with, I guess we'll start with, well, we can do Diana later. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's no, I'm gonna go ahead and do Cryptic Research for fast. Actually, I'll Cryptic Research, I'll Cryptic Research, Diana. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hopefully that helps her. Next, I'm going to go ahead and Pathfind. Is it? Yeah, I'm not engaged with any enemies, so I can go ahead and move. Also, something did spawn, so I should have gotten an offering back on the mouse mask. I'm not used to it actually refreshing. All right, so we move down to here. We'll go ahead and investigate. We need what? We're currently 5 to 3. Yeah, I'll just do 5 to 3. Success, and the other one. Fail, and 1 more. -2. Yep, I got it exactly. Okay, so I got the clues here. I don't know how many I need to do whatever's waiting for us at the end. Then it goes to Diana. We got a little bit of help, but not as much as I would hope. We currently are 5 to 4 against these guys. Let's go ahead and make it by any investigator to this phase. Okay. So I will go ahead and pop, I'm going to end up discarding something soon anyway. Okay, I will go ahead and attack it using Promise of Power. So that'll be 9 to 4. Alright, does 1 damage. I'll go ahead and attack it again. I'll use the Wolf Mask. So I'm 7 to 4. I pass. And And I don't really have anything else I can do, so I'm just going to do a regular attack, so 5 to 4. I'm not going to expend anything for it. Okay, fails. That's fine. Alright, it's going to go to enemy phase. This enemy is going to attack. So before you resolve the attack, I can do survival knife. So I'll do that. So I'm 5 to 4. I'll make it. I'll actually do. I mean, I do need to kill this. So I'm 5 to 4 right now. I can make it 10 to 4. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do take the initiative. It's by phase. This is a different phase, so no actions have been done, and I'll go ahead and use the offering. So that makes me 10 to 4. I pass. It does 2 damage. That will kill this guy. All right. And then that is all the enemies. Goes to upkeep. Okay. Okay. Mythos. Let's go ahead and I will go ahead and put a Doom on this. And let's get started. Boop. Discard cards from the top of the counter deck until a location is discarded. Alright. 1, 2, glad we got past those. I hate Beyond the Veil. Oh my god. What a mess. Are there even locations remaining? No, there are definitely locations remaining. Yeah, we can get one of these guys. Okay, and just resolve the location of revelation ability, then move to that location. Okay, and okay, yeah, and the tears are all connected as well. All right, and yours? Beyond the Veil. All right, well, I have 9 cards left. This might kill me. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and have Daisy go first. I'm gonna pathfind down to here. Spend 2 clues to resign. You find a new path and hope that it leads you back to safety. Okay. I will go ahead and spend 2 clues as my final action. And you're resigned. Okay. In that case, it goes to Diana here. I only need 1 more clue, so I'll go ahead and investigate this location. 3 to 1. Fail. 3 to 1. Yep, barely a pass. Okay, and then we're gonna move. Oh, I forgot to do a brain test when I moved from here, so I need to do that now. I would have used the mouse mask, which would have made it 5 to 2. And we can make it 7 to 2. There we go. So that is 4 to 2. 4 to 2. So this does not collapse on us. Okay. So we got our clue. I am stuck here though. Wait, what was my last action then? Okay, I had spent the action for the move, but I had not moved yet. Also, I hit the what was that card called? Wormhole twice on Diana, and I was supposed to actually take a horror each time, so I went ahead and updated that for Zebulon. Also, the card says only from encounter card effects, so when Daisy did get yanked back to the beginning because of the act here, it would not have actually done the 1 horror to her. So a little bit of mistakes all over the place, but beyond that, I think we're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm going to go ahead and just move my way towards Endless Bridge, because I only need 2 clues, and so we just need to get to the bottom there. All right, so that is it, because Daisy is no longer on the field. So we go to enemy, go to upkeep. I need to discard. I will discard Prepared for the Worst. And then end of round, I am going to go ahead and just let this go away, let this go away. We'll go to 2 on the Doom draw. Spawn in another dimension, which is up here. Has Retaliate. When Yithian Starseeker attacks an investigator with more than 10 cards in his or her discard pile, place 1 Doom on Yithian Starseeker. Well, we're okay for now. Alright, then that is it. So we'll go 1, let this get discarded. 2, because as long as I don't stay there, I'm fine. And then 3. This was probably the smoothest Dimension and Unseen I've ever done. We drew a grand total of 2 monsters. One of them was not even an issue. And we kind of avoided all the bad effects. Obviously, I did miss a few of the horror damage, which I caught later. But yeah, there was nothing to fight. The clues weren't that difficult to get, and we didn't need a lot of clues to actually progress. And Diana wasn't in any bad situation because she had 3 book. So yeah, with that, everyone has resigned. We'll go ahead and advance. Oh, we advance on this side. Reality beckons. You discover a path that looks somewhat familiar and follow it. Even though your task is complete, you now understand that in closing the tear, you may never make it home. The fear of being lost here forever spurs you onward. Through an archway leading into an overgrown corridor, a damp wooden door leads you out into a pocket of thin rain and dark sky. Cement turns to gravel, then marble, then steel, then grass. You cross impossibly long meadows and make your way through dense woods before fatigue finally sets in. Drained of all energy, you cannot go any further. Your body gives out. Resolution 1. Alright, no one was defeated, so we go straight to Resolution 1. Lying on your back in a patch of wet grass, you find yourself staring longingly at the night sky. Somehow you are once again atop Sentinel Hill, unable to recall exactly how you got here. You are mesmerized by the night sky. Seconds become minutes, and minutes become hours. Eventually, you are found and lifted to your feet by a group of Dunwich citizens. What happened? What are you doing here? They ask, you frightened but curious. You can't seem to find the right words to describe the events that occurred beyond the gate, if they ever truly occurred. There doesn't appear to be any trace of Seth Bishop, or of the creatures you fought earlier, or of the phantasmal and otherworldly gate. But every time you sleep, you dream, and when you dream, it all comes rushing back. The investigators closed the tear in reality. Everyone's going to take 2 physical trauma and 2 mental trauma, as they never fully recovered from their time spent outside the realm of reality. And then you get Victory X plus 5 experience for saving the world from being torn apart, and you win the campaign. Honestly, anticlimactic on how this ended. This can get really, really chaotic. You can be in situations where you're just spending multiple rounds just trying to go through the deck to find locations. But we got really lucky in this. There were definitely patches in this encounter deck where there were no encounters, but it was in situations where the deck was making us draw until we find one. And that definitely made it a lot easier. Yeah, see, these wormholes helped out so much. It did do some horror to us, but it got us more stuff on the map to work with. You can be in a situation where you get nothing but you get no locations, or you get nothing but tear through space, which is good for getting some easy clues. But beyond that, it doesn't help you progress down the map. Obviously, if you have any of the bad tokens, like this, the Elder thing, that can also throw things in a bit of a loop, as you can get just thrown off your location and back to the beginning. But that didn't really happen, so that was kind of its thing. Kind of like the previous session, the previous scenario was also pretty straightforward. We did really well. I mean, part of it's probably because I'm a lot more experienced with this campaign, and to be honest, I did take a lot of mulligans on the first 2 scenarios to get because of rules mistakes mainly. But every time I mulliganed, I got more familiar with the decks that I was playing with. Diana is a character I've been trying to play and always tended to do very poorly with. I definitely struggled with her in the beginning, but towards the end, she kind of just it kind of just all fell into place. Like even though I was mostly focusing on her physical attack, which isn't particularly great, just relying on all those negates and things like that just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of worked. I mean, obviously I'm playing this on easy difficulty, so having a 3 is not the end of the world, but I don't know, it just kind of all worked. Definitely the wolf mask helped, and of course had upgrading the backpack and all that definitely made things a little bit easier as well. Daisy, it was like the second investigator I've ever played. Back then, my first few playthroughs or games I played, I tried to use only the core set, which definitely limited my options on what Daisy can do. I also, back then, this module didn't actually have the little fancy little token here to help keep track of tome actions. And like I just kept forgetting her ability that like, oh yeah, I don't actually need to spend an action for this, to activate the encyclopedia or wherever that card was. But I played her and I did okay. I did like basic cluthing, and then when Scarlet Keys came out, I think it's Scarlet Keys, Grim Memoir came out, and that really made Daisy a lot better. Essentially, can make her essentially do 4 investigates on a turn, which is really good. But not only that, it also allows her to essentially use her book action to not only investigate and get a clue, but also potentially draw a card. And then, of course, you can add more on top of that, like a deduction and Eureka on top of that. Also, the options when I expanded beyond just the core set, of course, gave me access to the String of Curses, which is I feel a pretty decent offensive option for Daisy. It's not. I mean, obviously, you only need both of them if you're going against anything that doesn't have Doom. But I mean, being able to actually go to like a cultist on her own and just yell at them until they die is always very useful. I have tweaked her deck since starting this playthrough. I pretty much got rid of the, much like I did in this playthrough, I completely got rid of the glyphs. I didn't really need them. I think I still have a Dream Diary, but I might only have one in the deck now because I don't really need both of them. And for the most part, the only thing I'll be using Shrewd Analysis for is probably just for the Strange Solutions and seeing what I get for those. Honestly, the randomization is kind of fun. Being able to do evasion and healing worked out really well because I was very, very scared about the where is it? The arm injury, which I was about to draw apparently. Arm injury is like there's various versions of this particular weakness where it'll prevent you from taking multiples of a certain action, and either you have to heal it off, or you have to heal either you have to heal damage off of it or heal horror off of it in order to get rid of it. And if you're playing a deck that relies more on soaking or just not getting hit, period, and you don't have any actual healing, it can just cripple you. So if I didn't have the healing restorative concoction, I would have probably picked up First Aid on Diana. I would have picked up like First Aid 3 or whatever it's called, just to have a healing option. Besides that, I think originally with Daisy, when I was making the deck, I kind of made it like, oh, I'll have lots of books. But that was also because past me was kind of dumb and didn't realize the glyphs become spells and not actually stay as books, which kind of limited the actual usefulness of them. The other thing is, it seems like every scenario, I drew the Necronomicon. I think almost every single one I drew the Necronomicon. Even in my botched playthroughs where I had to redo them because of rule stuff, I would draw the Necronomicon pretty early. So I essentially kind of just played Daisy as if I only had one hand and just focused on either having a Grim Memoir or a Dream Diary in it. She does have a way of getting around it with Daisy's tote bag, but that's actions and resources I didn't really have. Since I don't use Dr. Milan Christopher, my resource generation is kind of limited, which I'm completely okay with. If I happen to have the resources, great. If not, it's not the end of the world. I didn't really ever use the hiking boots, but also I didn't draw them that often. I tended to draw the Pathfinder sooner. Pathfinder is always amazing. Definitely no complaints about that. This weakness, Stubborn Detective, in at least the first few scenarios, just kept coming. Like, he would just show up. And not only would he show up, he would always show up on my last action when I use Grim Memoir. Like, I'll be like, awesome, got a clue, draw a card, and then he's there. And he's just there to murder me. He's also potentially very crippling for Diana, though I wasn't really relying on spells in this case. Besides that, like I said, the Dream Diary, Shrewd Analysis really screwed me there. Dream of a Child was not really what Daisy was built for. The other issue is I just didn't have a reason to pull out Dream Diary. Like even when I had both hands free, like I was just like I had to spend an action to get the Dream Diary out, and I, and then I wouldn't be able to benefit from it until the next turn anyway. Um, Obviously, it's a lot better on probably harder difficulties as well, but also just having that flexibility is good. I mean, there was definitely a few situations where I just had it and it was very, very helpful. Obviously, having some flexing as far as your skill checks are concerned with Undimension Unseen definitely helps out quite a bit. Besides that, this is probably the best I've done. I honestly did pretty horrible in the first two scenarios when I was trying to get familiar, when I kept making rules mistakes and stuff. Um, like I would keep forgetting about the aloof stuff and all that junk. But as I progressed, it got a lot easier, and the tempo for Daisy was really good. I was always just concerned about Diana because I was always afraid that I was not going to get like the cards I need. The survival knives are amazing. Upgrading them are even better. Upgraded beat cop is also always very good. I usually try not to use beat cop too much. I like to change it up a bit, but for this deck, it definitely needed one. The Let Me Handle This, I never really had very many opportunities to use this. I think I used it maybe twice, and even then, one of those times I had to like rewind to remember that I had it to use it, and even then, it didn't make a difference. So it was, you know, I still want to keep it in the deck just in case, but like every time, it was just when the bad stuff came, I never had it in hand, which was just really annoying. The only thing I'm concerned about for Diana's deck is even with the backpacks upgraded, even with the Prepare for the Worst, it can tend to miss as far as getting the weapons are concerned. The easiest way to get around that is just to upgrade your beat cops first, and then at that point, if you don't have your weapons, you'll most likely at least have a beat cop to play with. I didn't really use her Twilight Blade. I know what it can do. You can definitely do some funny endless loops with Delay the Inevitable, but it was just a card I didn't really need. I didn't need all the extra events once they were in the basement. And of course, her weakness is always devastating if it hits you, but I'm actually kind of okay with letting it leave my basement since I don't rely on spells as much. So honestly, like even though you have kind of limited fight with physical attacks, being able to be just like, oh, okay, I drew my weakness and I have to get rid of all my basement cards. It's like, okay, I'll just do most of it and maybe take some horror and then go from there, and it won't actually cripple me that badly. Of course, having Watley definitely helped things out as well, since he can soak a lot of horror and also provides additional willpower. In any case, I had a lot of fun with this. I definitely was getting frustrated in the beginning because I was just making so many rules mistakes. I also messed up Undimension Unseen, which required me to literally restart from scratch, which was really frustrating as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I didn't piss off too many people as far as my mistakes were concerned. Like I said, I've mostly been doing this for me because it gives me an excuse to actually play through all the scenarios because I haven't had time to really do it otherwise. So I only play once a week with my board game group, so being able to play this game a lot more often and get more familiar with it is a lot of fun. I spend a lot of time in Arkham DB just fiddling with decks and making decks and stuff like that as I, do something else. So I'm finally getting opportunities to actually test these decks out and see if they can actually do anything. I will still be sticking on easy difficulty, especially with these future scenarios. The only other one I've actually played to completion is Carcosa, which is going to be our next one. But I've only completed it once, and I definitely made a lot of rules mistakes in that as well. So I'm hoping to do a more pure run in that. As for the investigators, I'll be playing next. I'm thinking Zoe, Samaras, and Minty Fan. I have played Zoe a number of times. I've actually used her as kind of my default character to play through a scenario if I want to try to get to completion. She's in a Guardian, so she'll hopefully actually have an official Guardian character that actually uses High Fist and things like that. Minty Fan is another Seeker. I've actually never played her. I've made a deck for her in Arkham TV and just never had the opportunity to play her. And then I went back and messed with it some more, and then I saw another person's deck that looked really good, or rather interesting, and so I decided to go ahead and see how that would play out. The only reason I didn't really play Minty Fan in this run is because supposedly she will be able to cycle through her deck a lot, and cycling through the deck in this campaign with Beyond the Veil is just way too risky. So hopefully Minty Fan will be able to do rather well. She might also have some little bit of flex potential depending on how things play out. In any case, sorry for all the rambling. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I am the Depressed Dior. This was Arkham Horror the card game. We did Lost in Time and Space for Dunwich Legacy, and we are done here. So see you guys in the next campaign.